So for this exercise, we're going to work with CSS sprites. So we're going to create a new folder. This is going to be sprites. And I'm going to get the following things into my sprites folder. I want my chapter 6 starter, my lighthouse island, my lighthouse logo, my sprites. Copy all of those over here. The sprites GIF contains 2 lighthouse images. Let me see if I can get this opened up. Here we go. So we have 2 lighthouse images right here. First starts at the top. Second is 100 pixels down from the top of the graphics file. So 100 pixels down is where this starts. And we're going to use that information about the location within the graphics file as we configure to display that second image. So let's close it out. We're going to open up our starter 6 in Notepad. We're going to save it as index.html. And we're going to edit the embedded styles to configure background images for our navigation hyperlinks. So we want to configure the background image for the navigation, and we're going to use the styles to the nav A selector to set the background images to the sprite. So we're going to come down and find our nav A, which is right here. And we want the value right in the background position property to give our lighthouse image. We're going to set its repeat property and the position. So we're going to come down here under border bottom. We're going to say background image URL sprites .gif background repeat, no repeat, background position right 0. Now one thing I want to do, because I forgot to open this earlier, this is what it looks like right now. I'm going to save this, run it again. So now we have our images. So this is what we had. Now we have little lighthouses next to each one of our navigation. Now our second lighthouse image is going to display when the mouse passes over the hyperlink. So it's going to change kind of that color. So we're going to add this to our nav A hover. Background position right, because remember it's 100 pixels from the top. Save. So now it changes to that darker one when we hover over it, because we did that -100, so it's saying basically how many pixels down. So we're going -100, so when we mouse over it, it changes again. Again, a lot of interactivity with just a couple lines of code. I want you to look at something with your CSS. See how long this is? To me, this is just too much CSS to have embedded in your file. So we're going to come up here, and I'm going to cut all of this out, create a new file, paste it in there, and I'm going to name this, save as, sprites.css. Okay. Now again, you can come through if you want to and start to kind of configure your CSS. I'm a little particular. I don't like them all on each line together. I like them spread out, but you don't have to do that for this one. So I've got that. So I'm going to come in here and get rid of the style, and I'm going to go link href equals. Okay, I was just making sure I saved it in the folder because I wasn't paying attention to that, to be honest with you. Sprites.css rel equals style sheet. And what should happen is nothing should change. So remember, this was our page before. So now if I come here, running Chrome, nothing changed. All I've done is kind of cleaned up my HTML and put all of my CSS on one page. Again, external CSS files are so much easier to work with. They're just a better process if you can get in the habit of it. So probably as we go, anytime that they're having us do embedded from now on, we'll probably start to cut those styles out and put them in an external style sheet, because I really want you all to get comfortable with using external style sheets for your CSS.